We are a 103-year-old startup, family company, fourth generation. We are at the center of the universe. We are in the kitchen. This is where people spend good times and bad times together with friends and family. And we play a role there. We play a small role, but an important role. Within that kitchen, there are chores. And what we want to do is to make those chores a little bit more pleasurable, a little bit more beautiful, and a little bit more sustainable.
And you are a fourth generation family member.
Yeah.
And I've read that you have a very big vision, I would say, and also a goal that you want to hand over the company 100% circular through the fifth generation.
Yes.
So what does this mean for Brabantia, and how do you plan to achieve that?
Let's go one step back. In 2007, there was this documentary in the Netherlands called Tegenlicht, and it was about cradle to cradle. And I saw that, and I was amazed. I was flabbergasted. I don't know about you in your companies, but in our company, it was the time wasn't ripe. My predecessor, we are all about quality. And quality obviously is cradle to grave, which I think is one of the first things that we should do. But we were all about quality, and there wasn't fertile ground. So in 2011, when we had a generation shift, we fully embraced it and said, how are we going to show and prove that we are sustainable? Based on the theory of cradle-to-cradle thinking. What we wanted to do is to make sure that we basically certified it externally. And that's why we embraced the theory and the practice of cradle-to-cradle thinking.
Mm-hmm. And you really embraced the thinking and also the certification. You have set a goal that 100% of the products that Brabantia produces itself must be cradle-to-cradle certified, at least on a bronze level. And what has really motivated that journey? And you have undergone this for several years already. What are some of the lessons learned you can share from that with our audience?
Well, that it's not as tough as everybody thinks it is. It's doable. You have to organize your processes internally really well. You have to have fertile grounds for that. If you start anew, obviously you can organize it in such a way that you're a little bit more prepared for it than we were. But our goal was basically to say we want to be 100% circular in 2035. And that means for us 6 internal initiatives, a couple of external initiatives, and the initiatives are that we want to have 100% renewable energy, 100% clean water, 100% of our waste recycled, 100% recycled materials. That is the most difficult one. 100% recyclable products and 100% healthy materials, healthy being safe and not carcinogenic and stuff like that. We are close. We're at 75-80% if you add them all up and divide them by 6. And the most difficult one is the use of recycled materials. Because if you want to go to a circular economy, then obviously you want to use recycled materials. And certifying those because of the origins is obviously a difficult one.
You work quite a lot, with retailers, and of course at the end point there is the consumer who will hopefully choose, your products for the kitchen. So what have you been observing there, since your tenure, let's say in the past 10, 20 years? What's happening on the retailer consumer side? Is there more, let's say, receptiveness in your particular space of household goods, houseware, to bring this really also into the kitchen, the sustainability?
Well, if you put these 2 glasses next to each other, and ask a consumer which one would you pick, and you say this one is sustainably made, this one is not sustainably made, what would the question be? The question would be, how much are they?
Yes.
And this is something I keep hearing about awareness of consumers, and that in the purchase decision, sustainability is more and more a key factor. And I don't believe it, at least not in my type of products. What I see happening is, and we do research, we research this every year. We ask, what is the key driver for buying our products? And we see design, color, shape, etc. And down at the bottom, if at all, is sustainability. So what we do is we realize that the route from the head to the heart is twice as long as the other way around. You do not have a podium like this to explain what your company does, to make it a little bit more credible at the point of sale, because the point of sale is like 2-3 seconds and people make a choice. So what we do at point of sale is we nudge people. We hope to make beautiful products, obviously. We hope that we know that they are functional and they work, because we test that. And then as a last part, like I said, we want to make life just a little bit more pleasurable, sustainable, and beautiful. And that last part is that nudge is, we give people a nudge towards sustainability.
You mentioned your kids, the 5th generation of Brabantia coming up. How do you prepare them for the future?
We involve, we're a family company, 4th generation. We have a shareholders meeting on Saturday, and they're invited. So they are there, and they hear this message, at least 4 times a year at official events, but they hear it every night at the dinner table. Each and every one of us is a leader. Each and every one of us is an example, and that's the only thing that we should be, and we should go forth and multiply. Please do so.
Thank you, Tijn, for the conversation.
You're welcome.